So last night we did the Kartik Jayanti discourse. It is a discourse that is not often read. In fact, it is, as I said last night, is not in Shiv Puran, but in Brahmavaivat Puran. Kartik, for some reason, and the parent is simply, as in the case in the text, is worried, will you read safe? When you know the value of what you have, nobody can come between that. As I said before, we came to pray. And for many people, when the pundit is praying, that is your prayer. Take my advice. The pundit does not know your troubles. Take it to God and ask Him for assistance. Sometimes you come to prayer and you feel as if you are robbed of the opportunity to connect with the divine. Take this opportunity now. We enter into Shrishtikan, Rudra Samhita of Shiv Puran, where all the children are asking their Guruji, could you please tell to me? I am going to give you the story of Chandrasekhara and how Kubera and that friendship came into existence. He says that once in the city of Kampilya, in an illustrious family known for their ability to perform yajna, there's a person by the name of Yajna Datta, the Lord of the Yajna. He's a great pundit, well versed in knowledge. He's able to narrate. He's a great orator, and he can express his discourses in such a way. From the least educated person to the most educated person can listen and get something from his discourses. He has a wonderful temperament. Good ways and goodness flowed within this man. And he prayed for a son so that he would be able to pass on all his knowledge. And when he did his prayer, a son did come. He named that child Guna Nidhi. And he did all the different sanskar coming up the road as the child is growing. He's doing his prayer and diligence as a father. Let's hear what happened. Trouble comes early. After he ties the Janev on this teenager. The Janev is supposed to be a ceremony. Many people don't understand why we do that prayer. But it is supposed to be a ceremony that gives the person a second chance, removing the sins that they are born with, allow them to be as if it were a second birth now, as they enter into religious study or studies, musical, Vedic. Some people do it when they are going to become doctors, when they are going to study Ayurvedic medicine, etc. Before they begin that study, they tie this Janev. The father puts on the Yagyopavit for his son, and he's hoping that he's going to learn the science of prayer, to follow in the footsteps of his father. He makes everything available to him, every opportunity. But what does this child do? Born in this family, people like to talk about the genealogy of the family. He comes from a great family and hope that that greatness will follow in the footsteps of the children. Now, regardless of the genetics, regardless of the influence of home, this young boy Guna Nidhi, he takes up gambling. He picks up stealing, because when he goes to the gambling hall and he loses everything, he picks up what he can get from home to wager it in the hall. The father goes to do prayers, to do worship for people, and he's doing his job thinking that my child is safe at home, under the care and the watchful eye of the mother, and he's developing properly. But little does he know, he taught his child all about performing Sandhya. What is Sandhya? Sandhya is worship at the twilight hour. He taught his child how to start to read, how to start to go into and deeper into the various texts and sastras. But Guna Nidhi now, he doesn't want these things. He does not have time for it, and has become a great actor to play for the father to see. And in reality, he does something else. Let's hear what happens. One day, the mother is asked, "Where's my son?" Parito api janayana yayo pitaro ye kampal grihadena narvyasota dakshino dakshina ye atam. Everybody together. The mother is asked by the father, "Devi, where is our boy?" And the mother, fearing the temper of the son, of the father, sorry, she says, "Oh husband, he went to bed and he's studying all the prayers, he's reading all the sastra, he's studying all the books. He's doing what you told him to do. Our son is a good boy." The father is totally unaware, and as he is growing now, it is time for him to get married. According to Griya Sutra, there were prayers that if you are not married, you cannot get yourself into. So the father says it is time now for you to get married. And he gets a wonderful, prayerful little girl, and he marries these two teenagers. The mother says to the son one day, "Your father is a very harsh individual. If he gets wind of your lies and your cheating ways, he's going to beat you, and he's definitely going to beat me. I've considered and concealed all your lies from your father. Your father has no idea what you're doing. Please stop this behavior. Think about your Nana, think about your Aja, all the people in your family are noble people. Give up that evil company that you have. The friends that you keep are going to pull you down." Let's hear what she says. She says, if you are not afraid of your father-in-law, if you're not afraid of your father, if you're not afraid of your Aja, Nana, and all these people, the only male that would love you like your mother, if somebody asks you that question in your circle of family, which male will love you equal to your mother? In the same way, soft as your mother. Father might be a little different from mother's love. In our Dharma, remember the morning of the wedding, when they call the Imli, what do they do with that Imli? We bite mango stem. But who does bring it? The Mamu. In our Dharma, she says, if there's nobody you consider your maternal uncle, your mother's brother, that Mamu is a male, but he has the love for it as if that is the mother. Because of that brother and sister love, only that Mamu will love you the same way your mother loves you. Respect you, care for you, guide you. That is why in all sanskar, the Mamu has a role to play. He says, that Mamu has supported you so much. Will you not stop? Will you not be afraid of what your Mamu will do when he finds out? For this reason, when people of all the titles that we have in Hindi, Chacha, all these different things, when you meet somebody out of respect, how you call him? Mamu. Lovingly, I respect you, and that's why of all the names, we use that one. He says, let's hear what his son now. Please listen. If you are in this position, sometime when you're correcting a child want to give you chats. Let me use local words, chats. Please listen to what he says. Imagine a mother is saying, will you not afraid anybody? You go respect nobody? You go study what people will say? All these questions. Hear what this fella come back and tells you. He says, mother, my father is a great man. He does all yagya for everybody. Every king knows his name. Whenever there is any type of ritual, he's consulted first. He is not going to be stripped of any title because of me. I am Guna Nidhi and he is Yajnadatta. This is my life. God gave me this body and I am going to live this life to suit me, not to suit anybody else. He will live his life. He will collect his dakshina and he will live. I will make merry. I will live in a gambling den and I will run after whoever I please. Mother, there is nobody to stop me. I will do as I so please in this way. This mother is crying and worried and frightened. What is going to happen next? She begs him. People who hunt, people who drink, people who love to gossip, backbite, people who like to tell lies, steal, gamble, people who run after prostitutes, these people always fall. These people can never have valor. Therefore, oh child, you are doing all of the bad things. You're not leaving out one. Please, son, please, don't do this. Don't drag your father's name. Let's hear what happened. The son cannot take the talk anymore. He gets very angry and he storms out of the house. He says, lady, I don't want to hear you anymore. I've said what I have in their possessions for me. Yajnadatta looks above where the gambler is and draped on the wall or the door, a beautiful sari that he knew he bought for his wife. He says, no, now I know you stole it. Look, those clothes that you are advertising there, they were in my personal wardrobe. I bought that for my wife. How did you get that? The gambler says, oh, you fool. Do you think it is only one sari and one ring I have from your house? Look carefully. And look and notice all that I have attained, because there is a bachak toting from your house and giving me everything that you own. So the father now says, friend, listen to the difference. You know, you just know your business last. He says, friend, who is the bachak? Who is toting away these things? Still not thinking it is his son. He says, is it my wife? Did she come and pawn these things? Did she give it away? Does she know these things are missing? The gambler says, oh, you who sit on Singhasan, claiming to know books and know knowledge, and you don't even know your own house business. You are not in control of your own marriage. You're not in control of your own child. Oh, you are the lowest form of a fool it has, because you do not realize what is going on right around you. He says, go home and ask those people where your belongings are and why they are here. I did not steal from you. In fact, I gladly accepted payment from you. Yajnadatta, listening to these things, was more and more confused. Imagine if it was you. How is it things that I have purchased is leaving? Goes home. Let's hear what he tells his wife. When he goes home, he says, lady, I have to go quick. Again, bring that beautiful ring for me that I like to wear. Where is that wicked son of mine? Let's not bother him. I'm sure he's praying somewhere. Sarcastically he said, bring that ring for me if you have it. Is it lost? The poor wife, oh Shisha, she cannot find words. She knows today, he knows something is up. He says, Devi, where is that beautiful sari I bought you? I haven't seen you in it in a very long time. When she comes in front of him, she says, I have to be honest with you. Your son is not what you think. He has been gambling for years and he has been losing all our belongings. And she starts to list out all the vase, all the gems, all the jewel, all the money, how much was lost to the gambling den. Remember the other night we were talking about the burden that the lady faces? Hear what he says to her. When the revelation, when the truth comes out, listen to what he says to her. He says, "Oh woman, why are you so sinful that you would bring such a degrading son into this world? You are to blame. Not only did you keep the truth from me, but you brought a child that has these types of traits. Why did you bring this scourge into our family?" She says, "It takes two people to make a child. How is it that all the burden is left with me?" The father turns around and he says, "It is better not to have a child than to have a sinful child, to have a child that will make you shame." He says, "I don't want him anymore. I don't want that child anymore. He is never to come back here." The mother sends word that your father says, "Do not return." Guna Nidhi runs away, fearing the father, giving up the wife, everybody. Let's hear where he ends up. Imagine he runs away without thinking where he's going. He's running, goes into the bush to hide, and he ends up in a distant village. Now it hits him. What am I going to do? I am neither wealthy nor well-read. When people have money, they can go anywhere and they will make themselves comfortable. But me, I was born in the house of the people that perform yajna. I was born in a family that could have earned a living by doing prayers, etc. Study of numerology, astrology, palmistry, molology, all these things. But I never studied the arts. Now I have no ability. I don't even know how to beg properly. I am not the type to go hungry. When I had my mother, before I asked for the food at sunrise or sunset, my mother used to have the food waiting on me. So I don't even know how to ask for food. I wouldn't know who to ask. Oh boy, I'm in trouble now. The sun starts to set. And in this perturbed state, Mahadev Baba was ready to work in this person's life. When it seemed as if it were the darkest moment, Lord Shiva is ready to play. And how does he do it? He sends one of his emissaries, one of his devotees. That day when he ran away, it was Shivaratri, a very dark night. Shivaratri is very dark. And when he's in the bushes, nobody could see him because there's no moon. And he sees the bhakt going Shiv temple. How does he know he's a Lord Shiva devotee? He has white ashes on his skin. He has the Tripundra type tilak on his forehead. And he's getting ready, he's singing Jai Shiva, Jai Shiva, Jai Shiva Om. And he's going merrily, holding a huge tray with all forms of mithai, all forms of sweets, etc. My boy is very hungry. Brahma says his mouth starts to make saliva, he's dribbling for what is in the tarya going in the temple. In this way, he now makes up his mind, you know what I'll do? I'll go and follow that fella. And when they are not looking, I'm going to steal all the sweets that they have. And I will eat as much as I could get. He thinks to himself, when they put it on the lingam, it will be available. That lingam is not going to eat the barfi, the pera. It'll just sit there and rotten. So I'm doing them a favor. So I'll go to the Shiv temple and I will observe them. And when the moment is right, when they go and they move one side, when they go and they take rest, I will scramble all that I could toot. Prem se bolo Mahapati Mahadeva ki. Lord Shiva, Brahma says Lord Shiva was watching this play and he was waiting, he was smiling. He sneaks into the temple and he goes to the back where nobody will see him. And he's only watching what is at the foot of all the murti. He's watching what is being packed on the lingam. But he's noticing nobody is taken from the lingam and shared it for anybody. He thought he would have sat and somebody would have come with Prasad and given this name. But nobody is sharing what is coming on top of the lingam. And he starts to talk, oh, when will I get my share? Talking to the lingam, when will you share when will you share that sweet with me, Lord Shiva? I can't see what is by the lingam too clear. The light is very dim. I want to go closer. But he's giving them time. He's giving them time to finish their prayer. See it in your mind. And he's creeping up one chair, closer and closer. And the devotees that are packing their sweets are very protective. You can't come and touch their belongings. You cannot come and touch anything there. They're very, very serious. But one by one, they're getting tired as the Shivaratri went on. The son of Yagyadatta. When we're doing prayers and you hear somebody says Putra and Putri, the child is the person that has the ability, good or bad, they will affect the soul of the parent. If they do good, oh, that is the son of so and so. And if they do bad, as it is saying here, the son of so and so is about to commit a crime. And the father shares in that burden. When a child does wrong, the soul of mother and father burn, because this is the qualities that your child has come upon the earth with, and that accountability is still there. The son of Yagyadatta goes and the Shiv Nirmalayam, the offerings and the lingam, he starts to scramble. He cannot see clearly. What does he do? Seeing the diya, he picks up the diya that is placed next to the lingam. And the wick is about this long, nearly to out. He tears his dhoti, makes a batti, rolls it up, and he wants to fix the diya, not for worship, but so that he can see what else he has missed. Because when people do Shivaratri properly, when the numbers are correct in terms of the offering, and the offering is doubled and doubled and doubled, sometimes the lingam is covered, below is covered so much that this person cannot tote anymore. He fixed the diya to see what else is there. He's anxious and he's stuffing his mouth. His pockets cannot hold. He's making a little jhora to hold up everything and it is falling out. He fixed the diya and the diya is light and bright. The entire lingam got light now. And as he was moving, Mahadev Baba allowed one of the devotees to stretch their foot. And as that foot stretched out, he didn't know that foot was there. And Guna Nidhi tapped the foot as he's moving. And that devotee songs the alarm, Chor, thief. Look, he's thieving from the lingam. Nobody's supposed to touch what belongs to Ishwar. Lingeshwar, nobody's supposed to touch Shiv Nirmalayam. That Prasad is for him. And this sinful fella, this blinded fella, he's trying to steal from our Lord. And the same people that were worshipping, the same people that were fasting, the same people that were trying to be in equilibrium, as we were saying just now became violent. They start to give chase, and he's running. He's running for his life. And he's calling on anybody, brother, sister, anybody in the temple, help me. All the barfis falling, see it in your mind. And all he could do, he rams one more time into his mouth, gasping with the speed he's running. Imagine somebody's running until they're breathless and they're trying to eat. Greedy. They're pushing it in the mouth more than what the mouth could hold. Guruji says, and one piece of that prasad got lodged right here in the esophagus. And with the stifling breath, as one of the devotees hammered him in his back with that choking gasp, he stifled. And that Jeev started to come out of his body. This Jivan Mukt, this person who was already liberated but didn't know it, this was his dying breath, holding the Nirmalayam of Lord Shiva in his mouth, but running for his life. Now, before they could get him, the soul jumps out of the body in that gasping, choking manner. He stifles, he suffers and suffocates. Tears run from his eyes as he's trying to get the air, but no, nothing will go down. And 1, 2, 3, the soul leaves the body. In that moment, standing there, waiting on him were the Yamdut, and they start to beat that Jivatma. Let's hear what they tell him. You want to disregard the words of your parents? For every child here tonight, listen to this. You want to ignore the words of your parents? Take licks now. You want to forsake truthfulness? You want to hurt your parents? Take licks now. You don't want to get up in the morning and say your prayers. You were given this birth. You were given the opportunity, the training to know what is Sandhya. And you want to neglect that regardless of your knowledge? Take licks. And they start to hammer him. Oh, you fool. How dare you steal from Shiv Baba? How could you take his Nirmalayam? Any person who touches the offering, the Prasad offering of that lingam, that disrespect, that person is worse than poison. How could you steal the property of Shiv? How could you use or take what is given to that lingam? Do you know what you have done? Let your punishment begin now, brother. We were waiting on you. And now all the pickaxe, all the hammer, all the weapons that we have for you, oh you sinner, we are going to hammer away at you, and you will start to pay for the sins that you have committed. In that moment, he's crying. See this person on his knees. Guna Nidhi is saying, will nobody help me? Where's my father? Yamdut says, you want to call your father now? You know your father's name now? Now you're in trouble. When you were ignoring that man, when you were hurting that man, when you were lying to that man, you didn't study his name then. Now you want to call it? Now it's too late. Take blows and more. He opened his mouth with more licks. He's crying further and he's begging for help. But who comes? The attendant of Lord Shiva. The Yamdut appears. The Shivdut appears. Nandishwar, Virabhadra, Bhairo, they come. Why are you beating this saint like that? Why are you making him beg? Stop this ill treatment of this Jivan Mukt, this person whose soul is already lifted. Why are you treating him as a slave? Why are you beating him like that, brother? Don't you know who is that? That is the great servant of Lord Shiva. Yamdut says, but you have to be mistaken. This man is the worst. This man has done the worst type of sin to his parents, to his village, to his wife, to his family, by not doing darpan, not offering dar. Not one day would he help his family. He's a liar, he's a cheater, he's a gambler. He's deserving licks. What are you talking about? He says, oh brother, I understand everything you're saying, but you don't understand the power of that lingam. You don't understand the power of Shiv Baba. You don't understand the merit that he gained by doing what he did Shivaratri night. The Yamdut want to know, what did he do? Thief? He didn't do any puja. He didn't sit for prayer. What are you talking about? I feel tonight you make a mistake. He didn't do any worship. What did he do? He says, you are really showing how ignorant you are when it comes to the form of the lingam. He says, please listen, let me teach you something. He says, remember this. The person who has ashes from the Havan on their body and they die, don't touch them. He says, the person who has the tree sprang chandan on their body, do not touch them. If they die with that on their body, watch them and leave them regardless of their history. If a person dies whilst wearing the Rudraksh bead on their hair, on their arm, their wrists, their ankles, around their neck, do not touch these souls. They are destined, predestined to be in the company of Shambhu. These people have to wash his feet by simply having these things. Do you know why this individual called Guna Nidhi is saved today? You see that deer he lit at that lingam? He said that one deer in his dying act gave him the purification that you and I dream of. By making the little deer wick, as we call it for children, out of his clothes. What a wonderful sacrifice. Everybody saw everybody giving cotton stuff. Sit down. Cotton stuff today in puja. You gave the entire dhoti. Everybody got the opportunity. Do you know how many people don't know why we give cotton stuff in prayers? But we give in the towel, we give in the dhoti, we give in this, that and the other. But when you sit to talk to God, if you don't know the reason I am giving something made of cotton, what are you talking to God about? A major flaw in our dharma is that we don't know the language. So Baba saying all types of prayers, Panditsanal sprinkling water on the cloth potting. But I don't know why I given this Baba. Baba said to give it. We now handmade, so I do it. Remember this little tidbit. Shiv Puran now says that whenever a person makes a gift of cotton stuff, whatever that stuff is, I am giving something in charity made of cotton. Whenever you are going to die, whenever you are in trouble, going up to the moment, let's say, as worse as dying, or I get a flat tire, I have a hard exam for children to understand, I'm in danger, the bandit is coming through the front and I don't know what to do next, I'm in danger. By giving these type of fabric in charity, you are saying, dear God, how I give is so I'll get karma. Please, as I give this gift in charity, bless me that whenever I'm in danger, you yourself will come. You will take form, you will send somebody to help me. Send a solution to my problem. Whenever people give that flag or that type of cotton in charity, that is why you give it. That is what you're asking for. That whenever a problem comes, whenever danger comes, send very quickly a solution. He says this person gave that fabric and he maintained a light so that the shadow upon the lingam would be removed. He brought light to the surface of that lingam. Blessed is the person that gets the opportunity. Last time we talked about why we arati like this. Nobody knew about that. We do it, but we don't know why. Simply if I go above the lingam like this, I'll cast a shadow on him. So to maintain light, we do it in a semicircular way, lower than him. And there is where you get the blessing. He says the person who now fixes the light, maintains the light, so that the lingam is always lit, brightened, and without any type of shadow or darkness. This is the mukti, or the salvation that is possible. Nandishwar, that servant of Lord Shiva, takes Guna Nidhi and places him by Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva is so happy with him, he keeps him for a very long time in his care, in his entourage, in his keep. And Guna Nidhi would be the one who would go and piece sandalwood on the feet of Lord Shiva. That's his job. And he did that for a very long time. Then one day Lord Shiva says, you know, you have to go and take birth upon the earth. Some of your blessings, some of your sins, you're going to incur. And if you play right, if you live right, if you do right, you're going to come back to me very quickly. He says, Prabhu, whatever you wish me to do, I will do. But don't allow us to be separated for too long. I will miss you so much. He says, don't worry. In a twinkle of an eye, you'll be back here. And he puts him now on the earth. He's reborn as a young fella, a little boy, a son again. Now he's called Dharma. But this time, he's not born into a home where you have all amenities. Now this home is different. He says when a person has developed a certain amount of karma, so you inherit the mother you come from. When you are born, which womb you end up in is predetermined by the karma you have. So the lady you are coming from, if you have a lot of karma, if you have a lot of good karma, you will be born to a lady that will nourish you, mind you, train you, as we were saying last night, etiquette, manners, humility, give you all the knowledge, putting you on a high pedestal, preparing you for life. But when a person does not have that goodness, that punyam, yes, you are born in the human form, but you are born in a home where that training, where that support is dwindling, where negligence is rampant, where however you grow, however you eat, whatever you eat, how you fend for yourself, that's left to you. And those loving arms of a mother are robbed away. Sometimes the parent is not there. Sometimes the person loses the parent. Sometimes the parent leaves. For whatever reason, the absence of that parental love and guidance makes a massive difference in the life of an individual. In this form now, Dharma is born to a lady that does not have time for him. Very occupied in her occupation. Does not have time to train him and allows him to grow up on his own. But his karma allowed him to be born in a home next to a temple. And he's placed very close. And without the parents around, he drifts closer and closer to the temple whenever they have something. And he learns about the power of lighting that diya. Now he does not know the intricate art of doing havan, prayers, puja, tapasya, dhyan, none of these things. He's robbed of that information. No longer can he wear janeau. He's not born into a home where people fast. So he's barred, as it were. He's prevented now because of his diet. Due to poverty, we cannot afford certain types of food. So he cannot do pujas he would like. And he has to look on from one side. But he does make the time to light the diya for Lord Shiva's lingam. And he spent his life lighting that diya. What is his main trait? He never grumbled. There are some people, they are born with it in their hands. They are born in the vicinity of it. They have the opportunity to do it. But every day it is a problem. Every day in their home to light that little diya, it becomes so troublesome. It becomes so hard. that they are throwing away the opportunity, throwing away their goodness, their karma, that which could lift them just by lighting. Guna Nidhi now in this form does not make that mistake. He maintains that light until old age comes. And when he leaves this world in that form called Dharma, he went back up to Lord Shiva. He says, today, O son, I welcome you back. I take you back into my fold. Go, today I make you the god of wealth, god of gold. Kubera, go become the god of one of the Dikpal. When we are doing prayers, and you hear we are worshipping the Devta in the east, in the north, in the south, and in between, he is one of them. The dust Dikpal, the 10 direction, Kubera is one of them. He says, I give to you that city called Lanka. That is your city. You accept it from me now, and you live there. On the day that is known as Akshaya Tritiya, I give to you the dominion over gold. Whenever people give this thing in the wedding ceremony, you go in that family, go with them. If somebody asks, why do we make the gift of the 5 pieces of gold? Why when we are doing Gita Path, we give the little piece of gold? Why when we are doing Murti Stapan, we put piece of gold under? Why when we are blessing the house, according to Vastu Sastra, we put a piece of gold in the post hole? He says, wherever that piece of gold is, you go and you bless there with your prosperity, O Kubera, and remain so. This friendship between both of us today, you are more than a devotee, but you are my equal, you are my friend. Oh, elevate yourself by that light. You rise above the form of devotee and become a Devta because of your sacrifice. Mother Parvati says the person who could listen to the story of Kubera, that person who has done various type of sin, the person who neglects to give fabric in charity, the person who takes fabric from a murti such as the lingam, these fools do not realize the sin they are incurring. The person who neglects and causes the neglect of the lingam, whether in light or water, he says these people are going to face a lot of problems. They will not know where the pain in their body is going to be coming from. When they start to see trouble in their homes, when they incur these type of trouble, O Ishwar, they will not know top from bottom. Bless the person that can change, that can remedy. Now they know the value of that light of that lingam. Give them the kripa, give them the forgiveness, the mercy, and allow them that if they start to light, to maintain the lingam. Everybody says, I want a lingam. I want a lingam in my yard. Understand, to have the lingam, it have little rules. And once done properly, you would see the true punyam, the true benefit of Mahadev Baba. Prem Sabalo Mahapati Mahadeva Ki Jai. Tonight, for the benefit of those at home, for the benefit of those that are here, before we conclude, taken from Brahm Vaivat Puran, somebody will ask, why is it wrong to take the Prasad from the lingam? I really went to temple and I saw people were offering all types of nice sweets. The night of Shivaratri, for example, is true. But I never saw people share it. I've heard it is not to be shared. That's true. Could you explain to me why? You want to hear why, Uncle Ramesh? Let me tell you why. Alright, let's do very briefly. Time is running away. In Brahm Vaivat Puran, Lord Shiva is together with Lord Vishnu and they are having a nice conversation. Lord Shiva, in this moment where two of them were alone, he uses the opportunity to ask all types of questions. Why is the sun this color? Why does it have to rise in the east? Why is water transparent? And Lord Vishnu started to answer in the form called Jagannath, the Lord of the universe. He is answering all the queries of Shiv Baba. Lord Shiva says, today you are like my Guru. Please, Guruji, give to me all the knowledge I'm asking for, and let me benefit from this satsang, from this company of goodness and truthfulness. Please, I'm enjoying listening to your words. Please answer me. Lord Vishnu goes on and he starts to explain everything in detail for him. And when it was done, even up to today, we have the habit, when a person accepts Diksha or their Guruji, when the puja is finished, Guruji, please, before you go, please sit and have something. We'd like to take out your food. When Guruji sits on the ground and you bend your back, when you bend your back, that is where you get the effort. The karma is flowing there. He puts Lord Vishnu, likewise, sit, and you can imagine a tray, a big waiter, whatever you want. And he starts to bend, and slowly he's taking out one by one all the different Takari local words, all the different recipes that were made. All were prepared for Lord Vishnu now. And Lord Shiva, like a host, like a child, like the Shishya, he's playing the part and he's feeding, preparing to feed Lord Vishnu. The five-headed form of Lord Shiva takes place. He takes presence there and he's Om Namo Narayana, Hari Om Namo Narayana. That five-headed face, that five-headed form, all the five heads are singing the names of Lord Vishnu. One is blowing sank, one is ringing the damru, and they are dancing as they see Mahavishnu is about to eat. The Mahabhojan, he starts to eat, and they are so happy, they are so pleased. Devi Mata stands and she's witnessing what is happening at a distance. And what happens when Guruji is finished eating from the jutta of the Guru's leaf, one mouthful would have been given to the child that had now gotten the Guru mantra. When they say take out for the Guru first, when you have bandara and you take out a little piece of roti and a little piece of chana, whatever have you, and that goes somewhere, in the same way, Baba would feed the child like that. Lord Vishnu says, Shiv Baba, I am so happy with the way you took out this food, with the humility, with the way you treated me today. I am so proud to say you are my Shishya. Today I leave this morsel, today I leave this prasad for you, this little bit that is touched by my hand and my lips. You eat from this and let my love and my darshan go with you. Have my prasad. Mahadev Baba is dancing around Lord Vishnu as he's eating. And when he heard that the prasad is ready, if somebody asks you, is a Hindu, what does the word prasad mean? Prasad is the correct word. Prasad is the correct word. Prasad is a mispronunciation. Prasad means anything that is touched or tasted, jutta, by God. And you just say Krishna Arpan. God, you touch it first, I can touch it after. Anything that is touched by him, whether it's mahanbhog, fruits, sweets, sweet rice, the food, and we just walk bhog lagawe. Bhog lagawe means the food is given. Bhog is food. When it is given to the fire, and the fire eat it first, the tulsi is placed in the pot. Dear God, you eat it first, then we are going to share it for everybody. You touch it first, that is prasad. How do I receive it? Many people, they get a little parcel. Oh boy, Uncle Ramesh, open. Let me hear who made that mistake. Lord Shiva, when he heard this prasad is for you, without a second thought, he grabbed the tray and dancing around Lord Shiva, he started to pull out all into his mouth. The power of the universe, he felt the light within his throat, going into his body. He feels the joy, and that Nataraj starts to chant the name of Lord Vishnu. He celebrates the power and the touch of God. For children to understand, imagine Lord Shiva holding this plate. And you know your mother just quarrel with you. I know I used to get in trouble for it a long time. But don't tell my mother talking about this. When you're small and the food tasting good, you say, lick the plate too. Madhu Baba does that. He's so happy, not one grain, not one morsel could waste. But you know what we just do? We just throw away half the parcel on the floor. This is garbage. I like the kurma, I don't like the manbog. Garbage. Prasad, something that is touched by God. The Hindu does that, not the other religion. Nobody from another race. The Hindu does that. And that desecration brings about a lot of problem. For this reason, in this yagna, that is why you notice the bag is very small. The purpose of prasad is not to give you because I have money, because I have wealth, and I'm saying it for everybody to hear. People try to show their opulence by giving you a 2-pound bag. More than what one person could eat. More than what one person can take in their body. So when I eat what I can eat, I have to throw away the rest. In a pundit's home, you go and you find out the dog had diabetes too. Is it true? People need to understand that. Prasad, for people who are older than me, and long time, Prasad used to share like Panchamrit. Long time, and we used to get a little morsel, and that little morsel was enough, it was sufficient. Because Prasad is just a touch that is appreciated. But if you follow the rhetoric of putting more in the bag and sharing so much, then one day we'll start to share cups of Panchamrit for everybody. You'll distribute it to each person. Long ago, we didn't have the problem. You know, nowadays people have a problem. Baba, I don't like the plastic bag that have the God pity on it, you know. Because when they throw it away, I feel hurt to see my Lord Shiva on the ground. Truthfully. What is the opinion on that? Remember, we did not invocate anything into it. Some people have a problem. There's a difference between artist expression, the incense pack, for example. People ask Baba, oh, that is feel hard to throw away that. I'm a Lord Shiva, for example. But we did not invocate life in it. It is just a pity, first of all. Prasad is something that when you receive it, how? Imagine if I ask one child here tonight, how do you receive? What am I supposed to do? Gail, what am I supposed to do when they hand me the parcel of Prasad, as we say? Step 1, receive it. Don't say, me one on. Receive it. Thank you. Touch it to your head. Touch it to your heart. God, you touch this. Thank you. Touch me now. Bless me now. Bring that goodness to me now. This is what I come to the prayers for. The person who doing the prayers, touching the baby every step of the way. But the person who is in the audience, this is your blessing. Don't throw away your blessing. To your head, to your heart, dear God, thank you, Jai Jai Sitaram. What's the next step? On Gramish, time to eat. Until they start opening back, talk the truth. But you're not supposed to eat. This fella, he's greedy. He's so happy to see the Prasad. And this is the mistake he makes. When he eat everything, what's the next step? Went home to tell Mother Parvati, Devi, today I get Prasad, boy. Imagine it, see it in your mind. He walked through the door and he started sharing happiness with she. And she said, where my Prasad? Trouble now. Mother, if as you learn, as we spend more and more time on this lady, you will realize Parvati Mata is different from Lakshmi and Saraswati. She has a different approach. When nobody is thinking about something, this lady will come with a question or a reaction that you will not see. She says, I RT you. You don't RT me. You're the leader. If you get prasad that will bring upliftment and benediction and blessing, where is mine? You did not think about me. Okay, your wife is nothing. The woman in the home is nothing. So sinful people like you, she's talking to Lord Shiva. So sinful people like you look at the woman. So I am nothing. What about your 2 sons? Are they garbage too? What you're supposed to do, don't be like Lord Shiva. Step 1. Open your Prasad and start to feed somebody first. Share your blessing. For everybody home, please let us recall when long time people had prayers, when older people would finish, they would feed children maybe, their mother, their father, their whosoever. Truthfully, share out that first parcel of Prasad. There is where you'll get your blessing. Who you could feed to their mouth, feed them. Last night we heard when a lady feeds somebody to their mouth, that becomes a mother. And the blessing that is inherent. She says, you are supposed to share Prasad. O Lord of this universe, how could you cheat me like this? Or is it the work is ours, but the blessing is yours alone? Today, O husband, you have deprived me of the opportunity to get blessing. What a sinful person you are. I am going to give you a shrap. I am going to reward you for this act. She says, from today, you want whatever is given to you to stay with you. You don't want to share what is yours. From today, your Prasad, the offering that is given to you, is known as Shiv Nirmalayam. That is your property, Nilakant. That is your belongings. And because of that, my dear hungry friend, who would say, still hitting him. My dear friend who is so greedy, nobody is going to take from your Prasad. In fact, the person who takes from the lingam and wants to eat it, that person in their next life is born as a very hungry, scavenging dog. For this reason, Principal Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai. For this reason, for those people who really know about Lord Shiva Puja, go to temple. Now I agree, there are temples that do what they want. Everybody wants to be president and secretary in temple, and they do not know what is right and what is wrong. So first of all, if you have been to a temple where people were sharing what is given by the temple, please tonight, yes, I know it is different to what I am saying. Forgive them. They do not know better, and this is why I've read this particular part for the benefit of all. Because I know I am training some people, I am reading from the Shiv Puran, Krishna Janam Khan, chapter 38. He says, if a person is going to offer anything, in fact, let them do so in the name of Vishnu. He is your Lord. Let them say, Krishna Arpan. If somebody says, what I mean? Krishna Arpan means I give it in His name. His name is the purifier. Bhagavad Gita backs up that statement. Give, drink, eat, do whatever you have to do. Do it for me. Do it in my name. So when people go to eat, Krishna Arpan, God, you bless the food first. When they offer any dar, when they give any cloth, when they offer any Prasad, Krishna Arpan is the name. Have you ever heard somebody say Shiv Arpan? That's why. In this way, the worship for the lingam, as it is becoming clearer and clearer for you, she says, if it is offered on the pedestal, even if it is given to me. Last night we were talking about the form of the lingam, the main part, the pedestal. We even talked about the lower part, the standing, the Sheshnag part of the lingam. He says, if you put the Prasad on the Devi, on the Sheshnag option part of this lingam, still that cannot be shared. If the person consumes that Naived, O Shiva, they will have problems. Principal Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai. So, as we are doing Yagna, you will see people put Prasad by the Chausat by the tulsi, by the lingam, by the shaligram, by the book, all over. And just before they pack the Prasad, the procedure is you take back what the tulsi has touched, what the shaligram has touched, etc. to go and mix so that everybody gets the touched Prasad, the blessed touch of God. But the one that is offered to the lingam stays right there. It is never moved. Please be guided accordingly. This is why, going back to the discourse with Guna Nidhi, when the devotee who was sleeping realized that he was pocketing, let's just say for children, the barfi. You know, in India it have different types of sweets. But when you saw the person putting it in the pocket like this, he knew that was a wrong thing. He knew that was incorrect. And because of it, he loses character. When you're doing prayers, you're supposed to remain how we started off with the breathing, calm. You try. Trying is what you need to do. You at least give the effort. Today I'm not going to lose it. I'm doing my prayer. Prem Mahapati Mahadeva ki Jai.